Hello, Seiiti Arata. Can you say no to someone you love? If you are the type of person who finds it difficult to say no, many questions will probably arise. If you believe that true love is that in which you must do absolutely everything for a loved one, you will also believe that you have to agree with everything. You may even believe that true love means putting your will and your needs aside in order to always support your partner. But is that healthy? Let's understand how an adult communication is built on trust, authenticity, and intimacy. Authenticity requires trust. Trust is the basis of everything. And if you don't trust, you can't build the foundation which is required to live as a couple. There will be lack of reliability. Trust enables you to achieve authenticity. Write down this tip. If you trust, you can be yourself. You can be authentic without being afraid. Why is authenticity important? Because with authenticity, you will worry less about how you are perceived with the masks that you have to wear. You need to wear a mask for most social interactions. That's one of Professor Evan Goffman's theories, in which basically the way you present yourself to the world depends on the audience, it depends on the people around you. You behave in a way when you're in the company of childhood friends and in a different way when you are at work or you are with family members. If I ask you, who are you? The answer will vary. It will depend on who is interacting with you. You exist, therefore, as you interact with others. The construction of your social being depends on the type of interaction that you have with others. What is the type of appearance that you want to keep? What type of image do you want to show? What feelings are you going to share, to expose? To what extent what you say is purely true, or is it filtered in a strategic way not to displease the person with whom you are interacting? Okay, enough of theory. Let's go back to your relationship. Are you doing your part to achieve genuine communication? Is the level of trust that you have built enabling you to reveal yourself with authenticity? Without that, it will be very hard to say no. Jung has a quote that I like a lot. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you really are. Now let's change the perspective. Okay, let's think now. How do you perceive genuine communication from others? Have you ever thought about that? Just as you want to be able to communicate with authenticity and not to be punished for that, you need to appreciate your partner just as they are authentically. That's one of the keys to intimacy. Intimacy requires authenticity. Let's now talk about intimacy. Intimacy reveals itself in different ways through words, looks, touches, sex. There is emotional intimacy, there is intellectual intimacy, physical intimacy, and all of them are connected. And if you don't realize that, you may try to fix things in the wrong order. Intimacy is not just sex. Actually, intimacy through sex happens when other dimensions of intimacy have already been secured. It will be very difficult to improve your intimacy only by, searching for sex positions, exotic positions in bed when you have not yet achieved intimacy in communication. Intimacy calls for sincere communication. If you don't feel comfortable to say what you really think, what you feel, it'll be quite hard to say no. And intimacy doesn't mean only talking, but also listening. It means that you have the freedom to ask questions and to listen carefully with genuine interest. Have a look at the episode number 3 of the series Hello, Seiiti Arata. Title is People Change. You can go to arata.se/hello03 and see you change over time. So does the person whom you love. And without keeping this intimacy in communication, without continually getting to know the other person, there is a risk that the two of you will fall apart sooner or later. People change. So you must always keep on getting to know someone. Now I ask you, do you really know how to communicate? One thing is to talk. Another thing, completely different, is to express yourself. Just like one thing is to hear and just very different thing is to listen. People are not always able to convey what they feel. And even more rare is to understand what the other person is trying to convey to us. The course How to Say No is a course on relationships with techniques to improve your communication. You can access the full course by going to the link arata.se/how to say no. You need to improve your communication. In the course How to Say No, you will learn different communication techniques. You must understand the structure of the elements that you use in your communication, the psychological function of every word you say. See, in school, you have learned a lot about grammatical functions, but that's just the basic. That alone is not enough. Let's just illustrate. Just one example. When you are using mitigators in your communication, do you know what is mitigator? You're using mitigators when you say things such as, hey, I would love to, but look, I'm sorry, it's just that. Unfortunately, this time, it looks interesting. However, that is, they are comments that you use to mitigate the no that you will deliver next. If they are properly used, the mitigator will help you to maintain healthy relationships. It will help you to be polite when you're communicating. It will help you to acknowledge the other person. The problem happens when you exaggerate in the use of mitigators, and then you end up lacking assertiveness. You think you're being polite, but you are exaggerating the excuses, so then it seems, number one, that you're not being honest, number two, that you're confused about what you really want, number three, that you're soft. What you want is to be able to say no, to be firm, and at the same time show respect. Exaggerating excuses, exaggerating mitigators, that's not the right way to go. It is important to mind your manners, yeah, of course, but saying yes all the time is not a sign of good manners. It's just a sign that you don't value yourself, that you don't set limits. It is an invitation to abusive relationships, abusive situations. They are indicators that you're always available, so people can use and abuse you in your time, whenever they want, and you just don't do anything about it. If you find it difficult to say no, be careful, because you might be in a prison relationship. We're going to talk more about that next week. Meanwhile, you must equip yourself with the necessary skills to say no. We have a full online training with videos. For that purpose, you can visit arata.se/how to say no.